Welcome back, everybody, for the final part of part 3 of the Long Voyage. And yes, we shall rejoin the rest of the merry group now that Gulfi has had his near-death experience with a vision of the Raven Lady. The rest of you have managed to procure food, so
What would be the
Nova
best
has
thing?
managed to wander off.
Yep.
yes, that's true. So yes, shall we handle Ilva first then? I think so. Yes. Okay. What? Yeah. She was wandering off just because she's curious and looking at all the interesting bits and bobs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
They were talking about price, and it was like, eh.
Yeah.
And then she walked off because,
Yes.
oh, what's that over there?
Yes. And you, um, let me see. Yes, you as you walk, you bump into while you're looking somewhere else completely. You bump into a man wearing very fine clothing. He's wearing a very long tunic, which is slashed up, both legs to almost to his hip, and then with a belt, of course, and the trousers that he's wearing underneath are also very very fine quality. That's heavily embroidered. The wool is dyed in very beautiful, very deep blue. For the tunic, and the trousers
Yeah,
are
Nova can't see
white. Oh, that's true. That's true. She's colorblind, but that's the case anyway. The trousers are white, and then even the shoes on his feet look like they're in
that. Well,
very good. So yeah,
with color vision, but a extremely heavy blow to the head at some point removed all
true.
color from her life.
That's true.
So she knows what the colors look like, but she can't see them.
You can't see them. You can't distinguish them. But anyway, you can still see that the the cut of the cloth and the clothing in general is of very high quality. He's wearing several rings and some heavy broad wrist bracelets on both arms. Um, and
I'm pretty sure she's come to a point where she can distinguish gold from silver and
Yeah,
stuff
it's
like that. It
probably
has been some years
it's
now.
gold. It's gold. And it's he turns when you bump into him, his first reaction is, oh, what the, and he turns around and realizes what he's looking at, and he cranes his head back a little to look all the way up there at you, and
And Ilva's looking from side to side with a what the fuck?
and
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 then
then
finally.
and then he speaks to you in your own language. It's accented, but it's understandable. And he says, "What is a Southlander warrior doing here?"
Oh, I understand you. That is weird.
"No, I am a person of learning. That is not weird. I speak several languages. Yours is one of them."
She looks impressed. What I'm doing here is. Seems I've gotten lost. Other than that,
Right?
we came here with a boat. And we are about to help the mister who lost an area or something.
I see.
Sorry I bumped into you.
No, I'm done. No, I'm done.
Too much to
Anyway,
see.
he extends a hand to you and says, "My name is Tierney."
She
And
takes the hand. Ilva?
pleased to meet you. He says, "I'm I am well, I am pleased to meet you first and foremost because you're different. This dreary place is, well, let's just say they don't have much in ways of entertainment. Simply meeting a Southlander is exceptional. So Thank you for that. But you said you came here with a boat. I suppose it's one of your ships.
Uh-huh.
But why? I mean, whatever would you want to come here for? This place is a hole in the ground. It's like, again, this is a huge city by Southlander standards.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's buying it. Well, call it a first stop on a journey.
Clever and wise. It's good. All long voyages must start with the first step, I suppose. I am. I might be able to help you if you have any questions about the locals. If you would allow me to ask a few questions in return.
Obviously. Anything I can answer, at least.
Certainly.
I'm not a learned one.
Well, a question for a question then. Is that a fair deal?
Yep.
All right. Well, I will let you start.
Why do they bow to each other all the time?
Oh, well, it is courtesy here, but many simply make do with a handshake as well.
Okay, because I've been wondering if they dropped something.
No, but a lot of them are intimidated by you, and they don't bow so much as they duck.
And scream and run.
Maybe not scream and run, but you are frighteningly large to a lot of these people who have never seen a fight in their lives. Or at least, well, they might have seen a fight, but they haven't been involved in a battle. And since you are here, and since you are clearly female, and since you are also clearly armed, I assume that you are one of these mystical battle maidens, I believe is the term. I am fortunate.
She makes her face mystical.
Well, we have nothing comparable.
You don't?
Nope.
She sounds sure.
Very few women in Tearglass fight. Very few. But that said, now I have a question for you. Do you, on board your vessel, have anyone skilled in the use of... And he thinks for a while. He thinks because he doesn't seem to remember the exact word. I think it is sometimes called the hidden arts.
So he's basically talking about Frodi right now.
Yes.
Hidden arts. Yeah, we do.
Excellent, excellent. Good to hear. Your turn.
Person who doesn't know if she should just have confirmed that or not. And then she eyes around. Well, what is the color of your clothing?
He looks confused for a moment, and then he apparently decides that's fine. And he says, well, the tunic is very deep blue, much the color of a very clear night sky in the summer. And
she seems nostalgic for a moment.
And the embroidery on the shoulders and sleeves, he says, is in silver thread.
He nods. Okay.
Okay, my turn. Would it be possible? Oh, please. You were saying?
It was just someone who left the channel or something.
Oh.
And came back. Anyway.
Okay. Yes, so it's my turn, he says. Would it be possible for you to introduce me to this crewmate of yours who uses these strange arts and abilities? I should like to meet someone like myself.
She gets wide-eyed and then looks at him again. Throw fire too?
No, not fire. But I do know a thing or two about magic.
I'm pretty sure he'll be delighted to meet you.
Excellent. Where is he? Or is it not a good time?
I have no idea where he is because I wandered away from the group.
Oh, well, he says, in that case, do you see the building over there? He says and points to a 2-story building.
Uh-huh.
And that in itself is unusual. Most Southlanders don't use 2-story buildings. He points to that and he says, well, that is where I'm staying. It is an inn, for lack of a better word. And I am renting accommodations there while I'm in this area. When you find this crewman of yours, please bring him there. I shall be more than happy to provide food and drink for you and for him and for your whole crew if they all come. I am perfectly willing to do that. But I should love to have an opportunity to speak to someone from so far away who also knows magic. And again, my name is Tierney, and I live right over there. Would that be possible? Excellent. Thank you. I very much appreciate this.
You do realize how much someone from that Southland eats, right?
Yeah. I've got a pretty good idea of it. You must eat a lot to grow.
Warning you.
You must eat a lot to grow to your considerable physical size. That too shall be interesting to observe, I assure you.
Poor innkeep.
Oh, I'm sure the innkeep will be quite happy because I will be paying for everything, so he's probably going to make a pretty penny on this.
Perfect.
May I? I know this is an extra question, but it's simply for ease. What is your name?
What's the first thing I told you?
Oh, right. Sorry. It was. I was so. He says, "Please do forgive me. Your name was Ilva, right?"
She's still grinning widely as if she has taken no offense at all because she's a scatterbrain herself.
Yes, he is definitely that. You can see the look on his face is almost identical to yours. When you have one of those squirrel moments, it's pretty much the same thing that happened here. He found something that was so interesting that he forgot everything else.
That is why she's smiling widely. Don't worry, that's the reason I'm lost.
Oh. Right. Okay. Well, I understand, he says and smiles. I do hope you will remember the place to take you and your friends, though.
I'm pretty sure I can find it again.
Okay. Well, I will see you later.
Quite tall.
Really? Is it? It's just a normal building, isn't it?
No.
Of course. I had heard. You build long buildings, not tall ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Give it to have a tall building when the storms kick in.
I suppose that makes sense. Well, in any case, he says, I shall see you later.
Yep.
Yes.
Gil falls over a bucket and gets up again.
Right. So you go looking for the others?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that means you guys do
Well,
eventually.
she does it this way. Frody!
Yeah,
I
it
found
doesn't.
a man who wants you!
I think it doesn't take that long for. Yeah, doesn't take that long for you guys to find each other that way. Maybe with the exception of Gylfi. I don't know if he's still sitting on by the tree and shaking.
Maybe not, depending how much time left, but
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
not shaking anymore, but just, sitting there looking into distance and
Is he
thinking.
there too? Did he find the others? Islands?
No, hello.
Hmm?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
That's this
Cannot
again.
hear me.
Okay.
Oh!
Oh,
There was a Sindri!
me. How about me?
Yeah, second.
Okay.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Yay. Can you hear us?
How about now?
Yay! Sound!
Yay. Yeah, so Gilfy is basically maybe just calmed down a little bit, but he's just sitting under the tree and just looking off into the distance, maybe twiddling the raven necklace in his hands, just thinking.
Yes. Well, in that case, let's say that Ylva, you pass him along the way. You see him
And then
sitting.
she stops in her track.
Yeah.
Looks over at Gylfi. You alright?
He looks down the necklace and like, hard to say.
It looked like you've seen a ghost.
Ghost would imply that the person I saw was dead. Never mind. Never mind. Oh yeah. So how do you?
Ylva goes over and kneels beside him. Gylfi, I know you are a skittish person, but everyone here is shorter than you.
He puts his hand on her shoulder. Yes. I noticed. I noticed.
Then they're scared of you, like spiders. Remember, spiders are more scared of you than you are of them. It's okay.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Wait. What are you doing on your own?
I got lost. What about you?
I got distracted. Let's say. Yes. Yeah. Maybe we should find the others.
With a man who's willing to pay for our food and our stay. Let's go. And then she gets up, just dragging Gylfi along.
Yeah.
Gets hauled along.
She's taking her big sister's appointment very seriously.
Yeah.
Clearly.
He's probably waving to the herb merchant on his way.
Yes.
A woman just picked him up.
Yes.
The rest of you then get treated to the sight of Ylva dragging Gylfi coming back to the group.
With a
What
big
do you do
smile.
now?
And just slaps a hand on Frody's shoulders and says, I found a man who wants you, come! And then drags him off too.
Oh,
Frody resists. What on earth are you talking about?
I found a man who throws magic around like you. At least he calls it magic.
Oh.
And he wants to meet you and talk with you.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Was
Exactly.
He,
And he's willing to pay for a food and stay.
Sindri looks indignant and looks annoyed at the big thing of ham he bought, thinking, I spent 3 pieces of good silver for nothing here.
Hey, that ham will keep for a very long time.
Last.
It's cured ham. It's not fresh, so it's
even so, he's tempted in his annoyance just to throw it into the ground, but he's not going to because he's
Hey,
sensible enough.
if you're going to throw it out, Sindri, I'll happily take it off your hands.
Why don't you go and meet this other spell slinger and spare us the?
Not to
Well,
be
not spells, but roads. But yes.
not to be a party breaker here, but maybe we should consult with Ormer before meeting unknown foreign.
Oh, you're right. He might also be
users.
interested.
Yes.
Of course. Well, he did say he'd pay for the entire crew if necessary.
Yeah, and I would say like you are pretty unique among us. So.
Ilva, does it include meat?
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
Yep. There's free drink involved. I think Boggy is already on board with that.
Well, we should go get the crew then. I'm sure they'll appreciate free mead.
And I'm sure the innkeep will appreciate the coin.
Everybody wins.
Mm.
Why don't you do it, Sindri? You're fast.
Go and get the captain, you mean?
Well, and the rest of the crew if he sees fit.
Yeah.
Oh, and you can leave the ham here. I'll protect it.
The Sindri's grip on the ham gets a little bit tighter.
I can just see the tightening of his knuckles there.
Mm-hmm.
Mine.
My
It's
ham.
mine. My own. My precious.
No, not quite that far. I will take the ham back to the ship.
Right, the others need something to eat too.
If you would let me finish, and I will also get the crew, or at least I will get Orma, and I will see about him coming here as well.
Good, good.
You should hurry before I forget where it is.
Well, tell someone else where it is, and we can remember that way.
She looks down from the road she came from, and then she looks like, was it that way, or...
Well, there is that very big building, which is reasonably easy to remember even for you.
Oh, that building.
Okay, good. And with that, Sindri turns and starts jogging with a big thing of ham over his shoulder towards the ship.
Yes.
Looking for all the world like he's just nicked it, basically.
Yes, he's the Hamburglar.
I'm gonna.
I just went there. I am horrible.
I thought you were above this.
I am so
I really
awful. I am so awful.
Right. Okay.
Clearly
yeah.
she weren't.
No. I'll bear that in mind in the future.
You should have brought the bread for the hamburglar.
Hmm.
What does that make the rest of us?
I don't know. You can be Ronald McDonald.
I guess.
Oh, okay. Anyway, back in character. You so you go back down to the ship, and the rest of you go towards the inn.
Yes.
Yes.
If that's where the meat is, yep.
There is definitely plenty of mead at the inn, no question about it.
And then she starts talking about what she learned from the man. That they don't bow because they dropped something.
How do they pick it up then?
No, it's, be polite.
I am polite.
Polite.
Huh?
You fell out there, Aya.
They bow to be polite.
Oh, so how often?
She points at them all the time.
Well, that's just inconvenient.
Yep.
So, how did you meet this person?
I bumped into him.
Of course you did. And he then decided what?
That Southlanders were more interesting than these guys. And she gestures at.
Yeah, I guess he's right. We are quite interesting.
And then we started playing a question for a question.
Oh.
And
Well-
yeah, he does speak our language, otherwise I would not have known what the hell he was talking about.
That certainly makes things easier. So what did he ask you?
If I were one of the mystical battle maidens. Apparently, they don't have them here.
Huh, that's odd.
Very. And where we were headed and why we were here.
Yeah, what did you tell him?
Deep silence.
No, I'm answering.
Well, you're breaking up then.
Aww.
It happens.
Discord hates me.
It happens.
So what did you tell
Well,
him?
she...
It's pretty bad. You're
Again?
Yeah, you're breaking up completely. This is so weird.
Mm. When we might have to swap system.
Well, it's only another 15 minutes, so 20 maybe, and then we're done for the night.
Well, it keeps fucking up.
Yeah.
Yeah. In
Well-
that case, they might just,
Small talk.
hang around and chat.
Yeah. In the meantime, then, well, you get to the inn in question and have plenty of opportunity to in Baggy's case get a large full mug for each hand of something alcoholic.
Good.
And the moment that the person at the beer barrels or ale barrels, they don't have a bar per se. There are a couple of large tables, but there are several large barrels piled up, and the moment the person there is a young man. He sees you. He smiles and places a mug on the table in front of you, and then he looks up at you and places another mug, and then he makes the international sign for money, with fingers rubbing against each other, and then he shakes his head.
Baggy asks in New Cheglas.
Oh.
You don't want me to pay you?
Oh, you speak our tongue. Fantastic. No, it's already been paid.
What?
Yes, the man over there at that table, Tierney of the Order, he is already, he's already paid for well, the way he put it was, any Southlander that comes in here tonight eats and drinks for free, and I will pay for them.
Well, what are you waiting for then? Bring me 2 more.
Sure. He puts another 2 ones on the table.
I like this. So I think Baggy is busy for the rest of the evening.
He's probably going to get himself so completely and utterly sloshed that he is going to be crawling out of town the next day.
Yeah,
I
and he's going
imagine.
yeah, absolutely, and he's going to be incredibly social while doing so.
Yes. Yes.
Joe, I'd so prefer it if he just fell unconscious, because then I could play the game of trying not to wake him up by putting as many coins on his face as possible.
Let's say that's a thing.
That will be a thing
Yep.
between game sessions, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But what happens is that in the meantime, You get to the down to the water, to the down to where the ship is, and the captain has returned to that to the ship by this point. So you are able to inform him and anyone else there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what do you do?
Well, first I drop off the ham, making the obvious joke of very loudly saying, "Did anybody order ham?"
And Jangether comes over and picks up the ham and says, "Yep, I did. Thank you."
Not all for you. We're going to share it out equally, you greedy bastard.
All right. I'll share with the others.
Mm-hmm.
How much
you do
did you
that-
pay? How much did you pay for it? She says.
3 silver.
Yep. She takes out 3 silver and pays you. You're not paying for my food. That's fine. But I'll make sure to pay you back.
It's very kind of you. Thank you.
Oh no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But thank you for bringing us something to eat. It's been a pretty dull day sitting around on deck with the rest of you running around town.
Of course.
But this looks very nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's more good news. I shall pass it on to the captain, who I'm sure will pass it on to everyone else.
Certainly. Let's hear it. He comes up and nods and says, "Yes, please do tell me."
Apparently, Ilva's been making friends already.
You
Sound cut out.
Blah.
Ilva has been making friends already, and then it cut out.
Yeah, hold on.
The curse is spreading.
Oh no!
Yes.
Sorry.
It's all right. She met some gentleman, I understand it, similar to Frody in abilities. Wanted to meet him. Is staying at the local drinking establishment, and has said that any of the Southlander crew who have decided to join us in that fair establishment will have food and drink on him. But we wanted to pass it by you before to make sure that you were okay with Frody meeting this fellow, and that maybe you would like to meet him as well.
Actually, he says, I am okay with that, and I think if Frody can learn something about the magic they use in this in these lands, that would be beneficial to us as well. We are likely to meet more like him than they are likely to meet of us, obviously, since there's only Frody. So the more we know, the better. I would be fine with that. Also, he says and looks at Jangether and the others who have been guarding the ship. He says, "Never mind the ham. I'll take my share of that, and the rest of you go and have a good evening. But make sure that you are not so drunk that you're defenseless, just in case. Besides, we have a long way to walk tomorrow." And Ronnie and a couple of others say that they will stay and guard the ship as well with the captain, but most, of course, are just really happy to have a chance to get off the ship and go and have a good time. So, and as they head off to to go and find their way to wherever all the lovely mead is being kept, what do you do?
Good question. Yeah, I might as well head in the same direction, hoping to meet up with the others, because I'm curious as to what they're going to as to what they're doing, and of course I want to take the opportunity to I want to be there when Bargy has finished his alcohol-based Olympic session, and then able to then sort of do and take great pleasure in the resulting hangover he will inevitably incur.
Quite probably, yes. That's fine. You head back towards the the inn as well, obviously. Then, and on your way there, you pass. I mean, obviously, finding your way towards exactly where you were before would be easier if you knew the city, but you don't. It's still unknown to you by and large. So you wander a bit aimlessly until getting your bearings. This means you at one point you walk down a side alley.
Mm-hmm.
In which you see a man and you see a man sitting at the end of the alley opposite from where you are standing, and he's it's dark in there. You can't make out any features on or anything on him. He's flicking a coin, repeatedly catching the coin, flicking it on his thumb, flicking it into the air, catching it, flicking it back into the air, and so on.
How far into this alley am I?
2 or 3 steps.
Fair enough. Yeah, my main instinct would be to turn and go back out and see if I can try and find my way through the main streets.
So you take a step backwards as to leave, or is that it?
Yeah.
Well, he calls out to you and says, "No, don't go. Stay and talk."
In my language, I assume.
Yes, in your language. I'd like to learn more of you.
You're a local, then?
You might say that. Who's
Speak
really local these days anyway? Everybody travels.
Depends where they travel.
Suppose. The great contests make travelers of us all, don't they? Doesn't it?
Seems so. Forgive me if I'm somewhat skeptical of a man who says he wishes to talk and learn while concealing himself in some dingy back alley.
Well, dingy back alleys aren't as bad as they're made out to be. This place is fairly non-hostile, I think. Well, I have no ill will towards you. Why would I have?
Because I'm a Southlander, perhaps?
Yeah, and so? That's where you happen to be born. That does not make you an inherently bad or vicious person simply because of where you were born. I don't distrust Southlanders because they're Southlanders. If I distrust Southlanders, it's because of their actions. You've given me no reason to.
You certainly surprised me.
Why is that?
Let's just say I don't expect an attitude as thoughtful as yours in most.
Most people are afraid of what they don't know. I tend to think of what I don't know as, I don't know, interesting. Something to learn from.
And supposing I were to play along with this, what exactly do you hope to learn from me?
Well, not much really. I'm not asking you to give away great and powerful secrets or anything of the sort. Good grief. No, I'd simply like to know why did you and your crewmates come here? It seems, I don't know, an odd place to go.
It was where the wind took us.
I suppose in a very literal sense that makes... Yeah, that does make sense. Seeing as you're under sail. Well, are you... I mean, I've heard talk in the streets that you're here to take silver and fight in the coming battles.
Supposedly, yes.
Well, there shall be a lot of silver for you in that case. That would be... There's a lot of very ugly fighting waiting. If and when you reach Karatok and his camp, I would urge you to I would urge caution, not with him, but he's probably not going to want to give you the kind of job that you would expect at first.
Okay. Any specifics of that?
Because he's already got an army, however battered it may be, he still has an army, and if he takes in a group of Southlanders into that army, yeah, sure, you would be very, very skilled, even exceptionally skilled warriors, and very well equipped ones. Nobody's going to dispute or contest that, not for a second. Everybody here, not for a moment, everybody here knows the stories of Southlander strength, and everybody respects it.
Good, you're saying all the right things so far.
The thing, however, is you are how many? 60, 70, thereabouts? I don't need the exact number. But my guess is somewhere in that vicinity. And when two armies of 10,000 clash, 60 or 70, however skilled, will not swing a battle except under the most extreme of circumstances.
Of course.
So he will tell you or ask you to do... Well, you will probably not be in the group of 10,000. And if what you do is done right, there won't be 10,000 on one of the two sides.
You think he'll have us raiding inland, disrupting the enemy before a battle?
You are a clever man.
I am a hunter.
That will serve you very, very well in Tirglass.
Thank you for saying so.
Oh, you're welcome. I just speak the truth as I see it.
I don't suppose a truth-speaking man in the shadows would care to share his name.
Not really. But on the other hand, I haven't asked yours.
Well, if we're going to be... If you feel the need to be reticent with your name, I shall extend you the same courtesy.
Of course, I expected no less. No, I just wanted to make sure that you knew that no insults would be intended if, in fact, I am right. And I believe I will be.
I shall convey your advice to my captain, and he will decide what to do with that.
Very good. I think that is probably the best solution for everyone involved. By all means, I shall keep you no longer. Have a very good evening.
Yes, you as well. he says somewhat half-heartedly, and then yes, makes his way out of the alley and
back to the drinking establishment in question.
with a look of a well, we already know that Sindri is already pretty ugly to begin with, but his expression, one of someone who has just swallowed a lemon, could probably cause milk to go bad.
Yes.
So basically, his normal face.
Yes.
Rasmus, I will do something horrible to you.
Yeah. Right.
You always promise.
So.
Only because I'm not there physically. Wait until later.
Oh dear. Okay, guys. XP, because we're stopping here for tonight.
Okay.
Aww.
Yes, but it's a good place to end with Sindri arriving pretty much simultaneously with most of the rest of the crew, and we can pick it up there next time. And yes, that is.
But that's another week.
Yes, it is another week, I'm afraid, but there you go. Well,
Okay.
you are getting 3 XP for tonight, guys, and
Yay.
I will see you all next time for more The Long Voyage. And until then, from us, we do hope that the listeners will continue to chime in, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.